Sourdough egg noodles. So, of course, with egg, we start with the egg. We always want to put the wet ingredients in the bowl first. And with egg, you want to start with egg because if you get any pieces of shell in there, that makes it easier to get them out. See, already got some in there. And of course, you remove eggshell with egg. All right, that's 4 eggs. And it's going to be, let me turn on my scale, it's going to be 200 grams of starter, 500 grams of flour, and 10 grams of salt. Now it goes on your stand mixer, and just mix it until it comes together. And after it comes together, it will, after about 4 minutes, 5 minutes of mixing, then it goes in the fridge overnight. Everything sourdough goes, for me, goes in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow I'll make noodles. The sourdough egg noodle dough was in the fridge for about 4 days, and I just took it out of the fridge and I portioned it out into 80-gram pieces. You don't want it just, of course, it doesn't matter exactly how big, but you don't want them too small, you don't want them too big, because if they get too big, you get too much dough and it just goes all over the place and it's no fun. So anyway, you flatten it out a little bit, put it in some flour, dust off the excess, turn on your KitchenAid with the attachment, with the roller attachment at the setting where the pins or the rollers are as far apart as they go, and just feed it through there. You want to fold it over and do that again. You want to do that maybe 3 times, and then after that you want to keep adding a little bit of flour on it so it doesn't stick, makes it a lot easier to handle, and just start going down 1 step at a time. And then when you get down to the smallest rolling gap, you get something that looks about like this, which is a little bit unwieldy to handle, but and so this is going to go down here on my parchment paper here, and it's going to sit out for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. This is sort of crucial because if you don't do that, then the dough is too sticky when you actually cut it, and then it's going to clump together, and it's not going to be any fun. So anyway, 10-15 minutes. I'm going to do the rest of them 10-15 minutes on the parchment paper, and then we'll cut it. I let the rolled out sourdough egg noodle dough here sit out for about 10 minutes now. It's still nice and pliable, but a little bit drier. So I'm going to turn on the KitchenAid. This is the cutting tool. There are little cutters in there, and I'm just going to let it go through there. And look at that. Isn't that neat? A whole lot easier than cutting it with a knife, I'm telling you. And so after you do that, add some flour down here. You want to roll it in a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick. Just make a little nest and put it down on your surface, on in that case parchment paper. And just keep doing that with all your rolled out dough. And then you want to let these rest, dry out for maybe an hour, depending on how long you want to keep them. If you want to keep them long, you might even want to think about dehydrating them. But let them sit out for an hour and dry out. And then they're ready to be boiled and eaten. So I boiled the egg noodles for about 5 minutes. That's about all they need when they're fresh like they are, the ones that we made here. And of course you can eat them with beef bourguignon or any other kind of really yummy sauce. But my favorite thing, and I have sage here from my garden right now, I have too much of it, and so sage butter is just one of my favorites. So I'm just going to take some of this sage and break it into here, into hot butter, and just brown it. Once it's brown and nice and crispy, just pour it over the pasta. This is probably hot. Watch out. Oh my gosh, can you hear that? And so you mix this up. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I can already feel it. The sage is nice and crispy. Oh boy. Let me try some of this. If you have sage, make sage butter and make these noodles.